So here we go. JW Photography Stock Compact feature going to get underway. It's going to be Josh Eber out there in the 36. That's going to lead him to the green. Looking to the inside already is Dakota Clark. Dakota Clark finding himself in the grass already, but the green is flying and we're underway.
Dakota Clark of the 34 car, he's already off into the infield. Not the start that he wanted here, and they're starting to stack up over by the pit entrance. The 77 JR is off the track as well, back to the pits.
That was Robert Bryan Jr. that found himself making his way back into the pit lane there. Lap one going to complete. We are underway. A lot of them settling in a single file through the first half of the pack, but J.D. Blankenship battling for P3. Here's a battle for the lead now as Powell's going to look to the inside of Weber. Side by side for the lead. Side by side back there for third. There goes Powell taking the lead for himself. New leader.
Still a lot of racing to go here at Mount Speedway. David Powell, your race leader. Followed by the 36 machine, J.D. Blankenship Jr. charging hard in the 74. Caden Claiborne right behind him in the 17 machine. And J.D. Blankenship Jr. up into the third spot, starting to reel in the race leaders. And the 64 car, Tim Page, he goes off through the infield. We're still green flag racing at Mount Lawn Speedway in the JW Photography Stock Compacts.
Action all over the track here in the Stock Compacts. There goes Caden Claiborne making his way to the inside of Weber. He may bring the 15 of Sutherland through him through the short turn. Powell is our leader. Sutherland taking away P4 there from Eber. But a great lead up there, up in the front for our leader up there. Going to continue to try to pull away from the 74 of J.D. Blankenship Jr. Devin Powell hangs on to the lead. They got lap traffic coming in now, and now J.D. Blankenship may try to attack.
J.D. Blankenship down to the bumper, the race leader, David Powell in the 66 car. And Blankenship knows his way around this racetrack very well. Just a matter of time till he's able to reel in the 66, especially with the 17 of Caden Claiborne right there in his rearview mirror. Wanting to take over the race lead as well. Claiborne now to the right rear quarter of the 74 of Blankenship. And now the leaders side by side. J.D. Blankenship Jr. now your new race leader for the JW Photography Stock Compacts. David Powell falls back to second. Caden Claiborne third. And a plethora of lap cars that sits in front of J.D. Blankenship Jr.
He's going to have to work his way through lap traffic. A lot of cars driving it in deep there. That's Caleb Sutherland in the 15 trying to get to the inside of Claiborne. Claiborne slams the door shut, though. 3 wide as they cross, as they make their way around lap traffic. Daryl Thompson, the blue and orange number 9, saw his chance to strike, but still lap traffic getting in his way now. That's Devin Lane in the blue and yellow number 3. He is lap traffic, holding up Daryl Thompson out there. J.D. Blankenship in the gray 74 is our leader. Trouble right here on the front stretch. This is Dustin King, I believe, in the 90. He's going to be going very slow. He's going to try to get himself into the pits as the field makes his way around him, but I believe he may stop right there in turn 1, and the yellow is going to come out. I believe that is Dustin King in the 90 that is stopped over there in turn 1.
All right, lights off. We'll be back to green flag racing. This time by 9 laps complete, 11 to go for the JW Photography Stock Compacts. J.D. Blankenship Jr. in car number 74 out to a commanding lead early on the restart. He's got the 66 of David Powell behind him, and then it's the 17 of Caden Claiborne. Look out. Here comes the 73 of Jacob Johnson charging hard to third place. Halfway home this time by 10 laps scored, 10 to go. Johnson all over the bumper, the 66. The 66 gets squirrely off through the infield and keeps it straight and maintains third spot. What a wheelman there, the 66.
And that's going to open up a massive gap there between the top 2 in the back. Into the short turn they all go. A lot of speed for a lot of those guys. Everyone's going to make a stick, and they're all going to make it around. But that's going to open up the battle for the lead up there, making his way down there into the infield. But the battle for the lead is going to open up J.D. Blankenship and Caden Claiborne. They're going to go at it.
Caleb Sutherland pulls his 15 car off of the racetrack with under 10 laps to go in the feature event. Claiborne and Blankenship. Now the battle for the lead. Jacob Johnson trying to get up there as he currently rides in third. Daryl Thompson the second, back in fourth. And Robert Bryan rounds out the top 5 in the 77 car. Claiborne trying to close in and reel in the race leader of the 74 car.
J.D. Blankenship looking strong out there. He hangs on to the lead. Caden Claiborne giving him everything that he can handle, but Blankenship doing a great job of keeping the door closed. Both of these cars, we saw them battling it out in the May 5-0 2 weeks ago. It was Brad Miller that got the win, but these two crossed the line second and third. Axel Sullivan going to pull himself down there into the infield. We stay green. The battle for the lead continues. J.D. Blankenship hanging on.
Caden Claiborne still trying to reel in the 74. 5 laps to go this time by for the JW Photography Stock Compact. With J.D. Blankenship Jr. leading the way.
Caden Claiborne's going to try to attack, but this is Jacob Johnson's time now to try to close the gap. J.D. Blankenship giving the bumper there to Caden Claiborne, forces him a bit wide, so he'll be able to maintain the advantage. Into the short turn they go. 4 laps to go now as they cross. Jacob Johnson doing everything he can to close this gap and get into the top 3. Time is ticking down for these guys.
Yeah, the 73. Johnson's really starting to reel in the 17 of Claiborne. Claiborne getting a little aggressive, trying to reel in the 74. And you hope that that's not starting to cost him as he starts to gain ground going into the short turn. But J.D. Blankenship Jr. has been really good coming out of the short turn. Claiborne still trying to chase down the 74. Half a car length away now, almost to the bumper of the 74 machine.
They'll be coming out of the short turn. It's going to be 2 more times around. Do they have anything to offer? J.D. Blankenship, lap traffic's going to come in the way. They may split these guys. The lap traffic gives them the middle. J.D. Blankenship takes it through the middle of the lap traffic. He goes, and that is very good for J.D. Blankenship. But because now you can see Caden Claiborne and Jacob Johnson stuck behind the lap traffic. J.D. Blankenship pulling away.
J.D. Blankenship Jr., he will wheel through the short turn this time by Claiborne and Johnson right behind him. They're able to get away from the car of Clark. White flag flies. Side by side there for the 73. Oh, and around goes the 17 of Caden Claiborne. He's able to straighten it out after making contact with the 73 of Johnson. Good news there for J.D. Blankenship Jr. One final turn here for car number 74. Your JW Photography Stock Compact feature winner, J.D. Blankenship Jr.